fight.
CompuBox numbers in round 10, very much like every other round in the rest of the fight. Barrera 21 out of 63, Peden 8 out of 39. Robbie Peden comes out with devoted energy, trying to live up to what his trainer Roger Bloodworth wants him to do.
Well, he can be a very tough guy then if he comes out and fights, because he physically, like I said, and he's got those little movements and things that are a little distracting and confusing to some degree.
Is he trying to set up to land one big right hand?
Well, he doesn't punch that good to me, but he could still do enough to win these 2 rounds to be possible. And I'll take that back. He could possibly score a knockout. He doesn't punch that bad neither.
Knocked out Nate Campbell with one right hand.
Yeah. Well, once the guy sometimes, not even a big puncher, realizes he's beginning to land, he will concentrate and really tighten up and punch hard in.
More sharp, accurate punching from Marco Antonio Barrera. Landing a chopping right hand and a left hook, and now Peden scuffling with him. Trying to find a way to rough Barrera up inside. Barrera's got to make it through 5 more minutes without allowing that cut eye to become a competitive factor.
The Aussie fans in the background trying to rally Peden. Now, Peden came roaring out of the corner when the round started, and here he is dancing again.
And getting jabbed again.
He's more motion than he is punching.
Yeah.
Holding. Break. Listen up.
Barrera's enjoying this hitting on the break thing. He's landed 2 good clean shots that way. And as Larry Merchant said, why not? Good left hook to the body by Marco Antonio. Peden pawing upstairs with the left hand. Time slipping away. Sand passing through the hourglass. Robbie Peden still not making the big commitment that his trainer wants.
Right. Step back.
Solid right hand by Barrera, knocks Peden back. Peden got himself into an off-balance position. You do that against a very accurate puncher like Marco, you're going to get clocked. Barrera landed 2 big right hands in the last 10 seconds of the round to seal the deal.
Okay, now you come out throwing everything with speed.
You got a round left. You better fight this whole round. Because you're walking up in front of him, you're holding your hands. You're not.
It's the last and final round.
You have to take him. You have to knock him down. You have to knock him out. You just go.
It's the last and final round.
You need to close real hard. Close the show.
You back him up. But you just back, you're letting him back up, stop, and you don't come in. Bring everything you got, Robbie.
CompuBox numbers in 11, Barrera 24 out of 70. Roger Bloodworth begged Robbie Peden to produce more offense, and Peden still threw only 46 punches. Throughout the fight, Barrera's been able to get off more. So now, as round 12 arrives, in all probability, it would seem that Peden needs a knockout.
And Barrera comes out, attacking from his boxing position. And so Peden, looking for a way to attack him, just can't find it.
And the crowd wonders why Robbie Peden doesn't want to risk more and commit more to try to win.
No, but when he does punch, if you watch the times when his punch output goes up, he actually starts winning for the most part still.
So Bloodworth's right.
Yeah, I've watched. He starts off the rounds good, but then he cuts off. He's a lot of pretty defensive motions and all of that, but very few effective output punches.
Great left hook to the body. Big right hand and a left hand upstairs.
Watching Barrera handle a guy who walked into the ring 13 pounds bigger, does it give you any feeling about him if he were to fight Chavez for a lightweight title?
Jesus Chavez, that is.
I don't know. I think if they did fight anyway, they would come in on a catch weight. But Chavez says he's normally 130 pounds anyway, so I always felt they would come in about 32 would be the agreement.
But do you think he can handle himself against a guy who is bigger, thicker, stronger than Peden?
Yes, I do.
Marco Antonio Barrera is having a huge 12th round. He just might get a chance to KO Robbie Peden anyway, after fighting a mostly technical boxing match all the way.
He's doing in the 12th round what Peden was supposed to do.
And that's what trainer Rudy Perez asked him for. I was amazed when Perez said, now come out and throw everything. But that's what Barrera's done, and effectively so.
But you notice Barrera shortens up his punches properly when he's in close range, shoots them long when he's out of range, knows how to do everything perfect.
I think he's flawless, Emmanuel. I think he's just flawless.
I think he's a great fighter. Tonight, to me, was a big test. Even though it wasn't a big name, I knew this was going to be a very, very difficult opponent style-wise.
And right now, Marco Antonio Barrera is showing Robbie Peden, after years of the two of them sparring against each other, who's boss. He's saying, I am El Jefe.
And he did it the only way he could do it, systematically with a difficult opponent, but broken down. And now look at the short punches now at short range.
Tonight, Peden's going to get paid for the sparring. That's the only difference, as Barrera cruises to the 61st victory of his brilliant career.
I am very impressed.
What a fighter.
He's a great fighter.
Packing most of the thrills into a 12th round finish, Marco Antonio Barrera once again makes an indelible statement.
He knows how to close the show, and in the twilight of his career, he looks like he wants to make it a very bright twilight.
Well, he told us yesterday, for reasons I haven't quite figured out, that he's going to fight 7 more fights. This was the first. There'll be 6 after this. Now, it's as though he pulled the number out of the air.
Yeah, this was a somewhat difficult opponent right here, because I never saw him fight anyone like this year, and he closed the show. I always like to see a guy finish up, not only landing more punches, which was a lot, I think.
51 out of 94 punches in the 12th round.
Fantastic.
It's a landslide, is what it is.
Very
Let's take a look at the 3 judges who will be charged with this responsibility. Shouldn't be all that difficult for them. 54-year-old John Keane of England. He's one of the judges who had Eric Morales beating Jesus Chavez. Chavez won a big fight against Levander Johnson at the beginning of this card, and Keane scored that fight for Eric Morales. That was Chavez fighting against Morales with one arm here last year. Dave Moretti of the United States, the most recognizable of these 3 judges, had Morales beating Pacquiao 15-13 in 12 rounds. That, I believe, was the correct score in that fight. Morales won a unanimous decision. Michael Pernick is the least experienced, least known of these 3 judges, but he's gathering a resume of his own. Scored 115-113 for Zab Judah over DeMarcus Corley. Michael Buffer has the numbers. Let's hear him.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, we go to the scorecards. Remember, the winner of this bout will be the unified WBC and IBF Super Featherweight World Champion. John Keane scores the contest 118-109. Michael Pernick and Dave Moretti both have it 118-108. All to the winner by unanimous decision. De Ciudad de Mexico, Marco Antonio Barrera.
And as the decision for Barrera was announced, a somewhat forlorn but utterly realistic Robbie Peden clapped his hands in appreciation for the great champion that he fought.
He still has a lot of respect and admiration for Barrera.
Every fighter should. Marco Antonio Barrera, almost as though he chose to in a clinic, landed 300 punches, 287 for Robbie Peden by CompuBox count. He threw 222 more punches than Peden. He more than doubled Peden's connect percentage. This is a fight that some ringside experts thought was going to be tremendously difficult for Barrera. Jabs, and this is the real key to this, of course, because Barrera was boxing tonight, and his boxing is predicated on his unusually long jab for his body. Landed 130, 79 more than Peden. Threw 112 more than Peden. Landed at a 44% rate with the jab. You just don't see it.
No,
okay?
that's very unusual, especially with a tall guy like that and an elusive guy.
Only the greatest jabbers in the sport can do that. Let's go to Larry Merchant with Marco Antonio Barrera.
Thank you.